welcome to Game 6 of Day 1 of the 2017 MRDA Championships. This last game for today is going to be Portland's Bridgetown roller derby, aka the Bridgetown Menace, facing off against roller derby Toulouse, who's called the Quad Guards. I am Julius Leeser, and I am joined by
the great Smacksby here. And today we're bringing you Toulouse's second game of the tournament. They're ranked number 7 currently. Line up for them: 1, 2, 3, 4. John Travoltage. Number 1, 3, Mr. Furio. Number 1, 3, 7, Deep Turtle. Number 1, 4, Firestarter. Number 1, 6, 3, 1, The Cleaner. Number 1, 7, 8, 9, Braveheart. Number 1, 8, Yas La Menace. Number 2, Slash Gordon. Number 2, 1, 3, Capitan Flemme. Number 2, 3, Bonjour Jean. Number 3, 1, Angry Bear. Number 5, 1, 1, Pourdu Ninja. Number 6, 6, Tus Tus. Number 9, 5, Hygienic. Number 1, 9, 2, Big Jim. And number 5, 4, Boulet. That's right. If you're watching at home, Bridgetown are skating in the purple, Toulouse are skating in red. Let's have the rosters from Bridgetown, please, Sleazer.
All right, 101 Freakstyle, 103 Loose Wheel, 11 Sausage Rolls, 12 Tommy Gun, 17 Austin, 216 Jukebox Hero, 23 Quadzilla LK, 440 Captain Obvious, 5 Eldorado, 512 Cosmo Damage, 56 M. Jensen, 82 Topher Griffin, 85 Shreddy Mercury, 99 Defensive Destroyer, 142 Generic and Psycho, and 31 is Ramrod.
And Jam 2 is underway. Trying to pick out the jammers right now. It looks like we've got number 8-2 for Bridgetown. That's going to be Topher Griffin. They're going to take lead jammer right off the bat. The Cleaner stuck in the pack now. Star in hand, looking for that pass or stash.
He's having a tough time. Got M. Jensen et al. Up front, and Defensive Destroyer will join in, making a pretty hard wall to get past. Meantime, Tommy Gun re-entering play right behind Topher Griffin. Topher knocked into the inside, is going to have to recycle back behind number 23 from Toulouse, that is Bonjour Jean.
This looks like we're going to have a successful star pass to Toulouse's pivot. That's number 3, 1, Angry Bear. Haven't seen him jamming in this tournament, but the jam is called. Looking like 2 points picked up there by Toulouse, and now 3 for Bridgetown. Scores currently 12-2.
So that, yeah, it's an 8-2 jam there in favor of Bridgetown. So, as you said, 12-2, just entering the third jam.
Trying to see the lineup of jammers right now. We have one Bridgetown blocker currently in the bin. And it looks like number 1, 8, Yas La Menace taking the lineup for Toulouse. And number 11, Sausage Rolls taking the star for Bridgetown.
It's a really big pack. We have not made it past the pivot line as of yet. Sausage really working for it. Toulouse
Gets a little pirouette there, trying to get through turn 2. Meanwhile, Yas La Menace with star in hand, separated from their pack, really struggling to get past that Bridgetown pyramid. Meanwhile, Sausage Rolls pushing away on their scoring pass, gets a twirl on the inside, but not to the infield.
So star in hand, number 18, Menace. For Toulouse is through. This will be his first scoring pass.
Where the whistle had not gone. Yeah, 5 points in that one to Bridgetown. They lead 17-2. Welcome to MRDA Championships 2017. Remember, get in touch with us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Pinterest, Club Penguin, whenever you feel like, using the hashtag Mike Romeo Delta Alpha 2017. And the jam now underway. Bridgetown fielding number 85, Shreddy Mercury. Can't currently see, I believe that is 2-1-3. Capitan Flemme currently jamming for Toulouse. His first jam of the tournament. Bridgetown take lead, breaking out on the straightaway there. And a bit of a stramash going on. Toulouse with their pivot and now their jammer in the mins. This is going to be the first power jam of the game to Shreddy Mercury and to Bridgetown. Bit of a stramash coming into turn 3 now. Bridgetown offense coming in strong, but not really making an impact on that Toulouse wall. Toulouse, of course, this is their second game of the tournament, and they played an absolute blinder against Philadelphia earlier, using this very same setup that you're seeing on your screen right now. Yeah, Bridgetown just unable to make any purchase, and that looks like Capitan Flem currently returning to the track, star in hand. And I'm now rejoined by Julius Leeser, who hopefully has a working headset. Okay. All right, we're going to work with this. It's fine. Toulouse now out for a scoring pass, but the jam is called. It's going to be no points there for Toulouse in that pass. Another 5 for Bridgetown. Scores currently 22-2 in favor of Bridgetown going into this next jam, which will be jam number 5. I'm looking at the lineup, and I see number 1-4 Firestarter taking the lineup for Toulouse. Donning the star for Bridgetown. I cannot see a number. That looks like 80-something. Looks like Shreddy Mercury is the current jammer for Bridgetown. I'm having to fill a lot of dead air here, folks. It's going to be one of those jams. Firestarter pushing away that inside lane. Can't quite make any purchase, but it's going to be Bridgetown's number 82 who breaks out, takes the lead jammer. That is actually Topher Griffin. My apologies if I got that wrong before. But he's got 2 to beat right at the front. 1 to go, but that excellent front-on blocking. Now a power couple at the pivot line going into the turn. Meanwhile, Firestarter at the back, struggling against a pyramid and a floater from Bridgetown. The strength of these walls, it is fantastic. Meanwhile, play hasn't really moved that much further past the pivot line. Bridgetown have the lead, being recycled right the way back past the jam line. Firestarter with start in hand. Looks like it's going to be a stash. Had the occasion to pass to this pivot. Furio didn't quite make the pass. We're not going to get much further than the pivot line here, but looks like we have had the successful star pass to Monsieur Furio, who is now your active jammer for Toulouse. And from the floor, Topher Griffin calls it, using what I like to call the Snow Angel call.
I just come in for just that. Just the Snow Angel call. I've been for that whole time, so I have this habit of I put a headset on. I put a headset on, it just breaks spontaneous, so I'm the crappiest X-Men. Well, the guy that hugs people that spikes come out, he's got much worse, but I'm not doing great.
That's going to be a damper in any relationship, putting out spikes whenever you hug anybody.
Yeah. Well, if you don't like affection, it's the way to go. But anyway, so for the record, it was a great opening. And back to it, Sausage Rolls is taking the lead for Bridgetown Menace.
That is correct, and it looks like Leclerc is donning the star right now for the quad guards, but has star in hand. Could be looking to make a pass. Not quite sure. Not really in a great position to. Oh! Oh my.
That was Torty Ninja taking the hideous of hits. Oh wow.
Wow.
5 points, completely legal. Everybody's fine.
Everyone.
M. Jensen taking one last swipe as the star has been passed, but not in time to be donned this jam. Calling it off, that is going to be 7 points for Portland, and nothing picked up that time for the quad guards.
But a good time had by all, regardless. So if you're just joining us or catching up from the technical difficulties, I'm the Great Smacksby. I'm joined by Julius Leeser. This is Game 6.
Yeah, I got about 5 messages from Facebook that are like, where are you? I exist. I promise. Thanks for looking out for me.
You're here now, and that's all that matters.
Right?
Yeah. All right, jam's underway right now. It looks like Yasla Menace taking the start for Toulouse. And someone with invisible numbers for Bridgetown. Freak style.
Freak style.
Well, there you go.
Both of them having a really hard time, but we did make it past the pivot line a lot faster than we had these last few jams. Quadzilla currently bridging for Bridgetown. Bridgetown's 15th bridge. Quadzilla. It's a good
solid pun right there.
It's not
a pun. Don't accuse me of such things. Ooh, geez. Okay. So both teams really working it. Quadzilla taken out to the outside. One of the blockers trying to free up space for Freestyle to get through. No such luck. Freestyle's knocked out to the outside. While number 13.
Mr. Furio, that is, taking the grand slam right there for Toulouse. Took it from Star Pass, not lead. So lead still open at this point for Bridgetown to try to take control of the time of this jam. But clean bin right now, so we've got a lot of blockers doing a lot of stuff right now. And yes, lead declared. It's going to be Sausage Roll. No, not Sausage Rolls, it's Freestyle. I made that mistake already today. Freestyle now declared lead. Going to try to get some points, hopefully trying to quell the tempo from Toulouse.
Ooh, wow, Mr. Furio. He's got fancy footwork. 4 more points for him. That is the end of that jam. Wow.
That were something right there. That were something.
1 point picked up by Portland, bringing it up to 37. Quad guards at 11 with a 9-point jam that time.
Indeed, and it looks like we're going to get a lineup right now. Ready to get right back into the action. I see number 85, Shreddy Mercury, taking the star for Bridgetown against Capitan Flem. It looks like. Capitan Flame called for the cut track, so it's going to be a Bridgetown power jam.
All right. Austin landing some amazing hits this jam. It's going to be Shreddy coming through. Lead jammer status once again goes to Portland. Defensive destroyer working to destroy any sort of defense put up by Toulouse. Shreddy in on his first scoring pass, tiptoes and through on the inside. That is a full 5 points. Jammer is standing in the box and will re-enter play in about 6 seconds. That's
right. Toulouse struggling to form a wall there at the front. I see number 99 for Bridgetown doing some great goating work on Bonjour John. We now have Captain Flem with star in hand returning to the track, hoping for that pass to his pivot. Is he going to make it? That is the question. Both jammers currently absorbed in the pack. And yep, it looks like we're going to have a race, but a short one at that, because Bridgetown 85 Shreddy Mercury calls the jam, picking up a further 5 force trouble, so it's going to be 47 plays, 11 in 15 from Portland, Oregon. It looks like we may be having some further technical difficulties with my colleague's microphone, so I'm going to try to fill in the space as much as possible. We've got Firestarter taking the star now for Toulouse. That is number 82 for Bridgetown. We've got Topher Griffin there. Both jammers still struggling to get past the pivot line. Topher Griffin taking all the way back, but it looks like Topher Griffin's going to go with the bend. This is going to be a Toulouse power jam. Hopefully. No. Looks like Firestarter's going to the bin as well. So it's going to have the good old jammer switcheroo right now as Topher Griffin returns to the track. Firestarter going to return quickly. 2 to beat now at the front, but one of those to beat is number 1789, who is Braveheart. Quite the stodgy old jammer. Topher Griffin now out through their initial. There's not going to be a lead jammer this time round, because both jammers have to take a visit to the bench. It's going to go the full 2 minutes. Are you back?
I have to be so loud. I've turned you down so you don't break your ears, but I have to be so loud. Nothing's changed. I just have to be so loud. Anyways, Captain Obvious headed off to the box. Quadzilla absolutely thrilled with the officiating today, as you can see.
Oh,
and it's going to be another 4-point pass for Bridgetown Menace, bringing him up to 56. Quad guards still sitting on 11.
That's right, and we have got Firestarter pushing away at that purple pyramid at the front. Start in hand, goes to the fake out to his pivot. Instead, picking up 0. Yeah, no points. Nil point, as the French would say.
Definitely. So after being slung back out to the outside, Topher Griffin is reluctantly coming back in. As you said, we're going to run the whole clock on this jam. Facing off against Furio. And somebody's being sent off. It was going to, in fact, be Furio. who's going to sit a full minute, having picked up an insubordination as well. The
That's
refs are
just rude.
not chatty this weekend.
Oh, no, they're taking this seriously. They are. But that's the level of play we're at right now. So we're going to see a lineup now consisting of... good question.
Who you want? It's Sausage and that will
it's
be, I believe,
the cleaner. Is the cleaner. I can't read numbers from this distance.
I want to say that's
apologize.
Deep Turtle. Shout out to Ria Kolba, who's watching at work. That is the best way to spend your job. Also, are you hiring? And Mary Chaos, hello as well. All the way down in Florida.
Well, you say down. It's pretty far north from here, considering.
Well, were I at home, it would be down.
This is true. This is true. Jamming away. The clean air still struggling against that Bridgetown wall, getting a little help from the offense.
The nasty sound of those bodies just hitting the floor. These huge hits in this game. It's just been amazing so far. Is that John Travoltage then?
I am not sure.
Yeah, it's just like so hard to see. Just for the record, so we're up above and we're turn 2. So that is 1631, the cleaner. I was like, there's a 1. I've gone through. I've only got Furio, and I know it's not him. There's only 1 left. So Star off and in hand. Headed off to the box is the cleaner for Toulouse. So it's a power jam in favor of Portland's Bridgetown Menace. And Sausage is really showing off his footwork today.
Indeed, nice little hop, skip, and a jump around that turn, gets him through. Little bean dip there, got to the beat, does it, but it's taken to the outfield. It's going to get recycled all the way back past the pivot line. We are very eco-friendly here at the MRDA. We like to recycle our drinking bottles, cans, and jammers. And with the dip on the outside line there, that's going to pick up the full 5 points for the Bridgetown Menaces. The cleaner now returning to the track. Trying to push against, trying to get a little purchase there. Not really working out. Sausage taken to the infield again by Toulouse.
Man alive. Defensive destroyer giving the cleaner the cleaning, as it were. It's going to be Sausage rolls headed off to the box. That is a 4 arms call. So now Power Gem goes back to Toulouse. The cleaner spinning all around as he gets hit by various Bridgetown blockers.
That was a hectic one. That was a pretty hectic jam.
I'm still processing bits of what's happened. So there's a team timeout called by Portland's Bridgetown Menace.
Now would be a great time to mention one of our great sponsors here at MRDA Championships 2017. We've got Quad Skates. They are a European skate shop. Not on site with us this weekend, unfortunately, but check out their merchandise at quadrollerskateshop.com.
So you were on earlier as Quad Guards took on the Philadelphia Hooligans, right? Are you seeing similar strategies? Are you seeing them having to adapt to Portland's play more quickly?
I mean, I'm definitely seeing a very similar approach to the play from Toulouse right now. It just doesn't seem to, they don't seem to be adapting fast enough is what I think I'm trying to say right now. They really need to amp it up a little bit, really. They just need to bring the energy. And I think this being their second game, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you. It seems like, you know, as I've said before, there's the feeling out period, and sometimes it's the whole first half before you can really have felt out. This is the first time Portland has faced off against Toulouse at all. Anyways, back to the action. A misconduct is being issued. I believe that was to Tommy Gunn. First out of the pack is Toulouse's jammer, but he does not have lead. That is Yas Menace. There was I believe no pass, no penalty.
This is going to be a long, long journey back.
Yeah, forever recycling. Good old Cosmo damage.
Indeed. Yeah, so Menace still stuck behind Quadzilla and that purple pyramid of blockers. Meanwhile, Sausage Rolls is going to be declared lead jammer.
Yeah, out of bounds. He's come in, acquired lead, called it off before Yas could do any more damage. That was a 5-point jam for the quad guards, bringing them up to 25. Bridgetown still sitting at 68.
That's right. Still a fairly low-scoring game, considering we're over 15 minutes in right now. And that's a testament right there to the skill of those walls. They are tight, they are waterfalling fast, and they are holding those jammers, even in these power jam situations that we've seen. They're just really keeping the tempo down. And as I say that, the pure speed of number 85, Shreddy Mercury, breaks out the pivot line, is your lead jammer for Bridgetown.
Ooh, he just finds an open inside, slips right on by. That is a full 5-point pass, and it's going to turn into a power jam for Toulouse.
That's right, Capitan Flem sent off for penalties unknown. Shreddy's got one to beat, manages it, picks up a further Grand Slam, Sleazer.
Shreddy coming through, another 5-point pass. We're just eking past that pivot line. Hanging out at the cool corner, corner 1. Second most cool corner, corner 2, as you'll see them here now. Shreddy really having a fight through on this one, having let him just walk through on the inside. Toulouse is not ready for that to replay. Back in the action as Capitan Flem, star in hand, trying to sneak by. Got that 3 brace in the back. It's M. Jensen, defensive destroyer, and number 17, Austin. We are at a standstill with Toulouse. It looks like number 216 Juke Blocks here headed off to the box. Not positive what his penalty was. Everybody looked stopped to me. But again, kind of an odd angle. Defensive destroyer is not interested in letting the good captain pass.
Unfortunately not. Capitan Flem just pushing away at that inside line. Just can't get any purchase against those Bridgetown blockers. Meanwhile, Shreddy Mercury barely left the straightaway whatsoever in the last, 30 seconds. The strength of these wall Sleazer, it's just terrifying to watch.
He seems to be signaling. I mean, it's not any movement. Shreddy's waiting. Oh, he's waiting to break hearts. You know.
Well, that was a 19-point jam there for 18 points. The scoreboard has adjusted. 86 now plays 25 in favor of the team from Portland, Oregon. And I do believe I see Leclerc lining up with the star for Toulouse. And
that's going to be Topher Griffin.
It looks like Topher Griffin. It's very hard to tell from this distance. 2
sleeves of tattoos.
That could be anyone in this hall.
That is Topher Griffin. Jammer-wise, that's Topher.
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
That's how I've been doing it from here. Out first, Toulouse has gone it. Leclerc, lead jammer status. Hot on his heels, though, is Topher about 30 feet away from him. The pack does speed up this time. Got Cosmo damage, doing as he does, causing more damage.
Defensive destroyer sent off there, trying to block out a play, trying to hold the cleaner back. Doesn't quite manage it, gets sent off for that penalty. And it looks like we've got a double donut here. That's going to be a pointless jam. 86 still plays 25, coming to you live from Cymru Stadium here in Cymru, South Wales. We're the MRDA International Championships 2017. I'm the Great Smacksby. That's Julius Sleazer.
Yeah.
We're in the last game of the day. It's Bridgetown Quad
This
Guards.
has been over 21 minutes. I can't even believe this. I looked up and the clock is just like gone.
Time
this is
flies.
The fastest moving game.
Time flies when you're having fun, am I right?
Yeah, this is definitely an amazing game so far.
Certainly is.
Quadzilla LK donning the star for the first time today for the Bridgetown Menace. But it's going to be number 14 Firestarter from Toulouse, has got lead jammer status.
That's right. Firestarter's going to come around here, try his best at a scoring pass. Going to get some help from his pivot, number 1-3, Mr. Furio. Quadzilla still to make that initial pass.
M. Jensen is controlling the up front 3 wall, and it was doing a great job. Finally, Firestarter manages to make it past. Defensive Destroyer rejoining his teammates just now. Becoming part of the 3 wall up front, in fact, as Captain Obvious goes towards the back to help out Quadzilla against pivot number 13, Mr. Furio. Furio headed off to the box. A 5-point pass already. The second 5-point pass, I should point out, for quad guards. Quadzilla is through, having completed his initial. The pack sped up quite a bit. Not sure that he'll be able to make any points this time.
Doesn't look that way. Firestarter on turn 2 gets knocked to the outfield. Calls the jam there, picking up a further 3 points for the quad guards. 13 points in that last jam. That's their biggest jam of the game so far.
You can really see Mr. Furio giving Quadzilla the business, as it were, as he comes through on his initial pass, just spinning him around on the track. We've seen some amazing blocking in this game. I'm very happy with how it's turning out so far.
That's true. And we're going to get another jam on the way right now. We got number 11. That's Sausage Rolls taking the star for Bridgetown. On the line for Toulouse, it looks like Capitan Flem. It's going to be Sausage Rolls. Who's your lead jammer for Bridgetown?
So we're stalled just about at the pivot line as Sausage comes in on his first scoring pass up front, having a pass by Bonjour Jean lastly. 5-point pass right there.
Meanwhile, Captain Flem being taken back as far as the jam line by the Bridgetown defense. Got star in hand. Looks like it might be going for that pass, but Mr. Furio's in the wrong position for that to be a good idea. Meanwhile, another grand slam there for Sausage Rolls and the Bridgetown Menace. 96 now playing 38. Mr. Furio has taken a star pass there. It is now your active jam for Toulouse, but the jam is called at that. Looks like a further 2 points there for Bridgetown, so this is going to be 98 plays 38, 60-point spread there, Sleazer.
Yeah, just an amazing jam right there. So next up on the jam line, do you want to venture a guess on that one?
I'm going to hazard a guess that is in fact Shreddy Mercury.
It is. Now I'm just going to quiz you.
Test my eyesight for the last hours of the day.
I'm like, I know I need an update. Ooh, trying to just run through on the inside, not quite able to make it. Now finds an open lane, but there is a no pass, no penalty. That is Yas Menace. So lead is still open and available for Shreddy if he can get legally past, but it looks like... Oh, no. All right. I thought for a second Shreddy was having the penalty called on him. It was not. It was number 137, Deep Turtle from Toulouse. So Shreddy gets lead, calls it off immediately. A very short jam, and an official review is being called by Portland. I
imagine that's probably going to have something to do with that no pass, no penalty.
Could be. Could be. Might not be, because, I mean, Portland's calling it. We'll find out. We will use the note in a bucket system.
The system that has worked so well for us all day.
For centuries.
For centuries.
For centuries. People in higher places who needed to know something from people in lower places had buckets and notes. Read a history book, people. Anyways, so this gives me a chance to tell you about Roller Derby City. They're the official sponsor for the event and volunteer shirts, which the volunteer shirts are absolutely brilliant. And I managed to get an event shirt before they sold out, which means I did not wait until day 3. They provide roller derby apparel for you and your team. You can check them out at rollerderbycity.com.
We can see our colleague Captain Malice about to hand a radio mic to our head ref. Hopefully we're going to hear what this official review is about. So I don't know if you could hear that on the feed, but we could not hear anything. So,
okay, so again, I have to point out the bucket in the note system.
The bucket is just a much more efficient system.
The producer said, I'll get the notes in the bucket. This is amazing. I'm like so happy about the notes in the bucket. If we could move the camera onto it so people believe that this is a real thing.
I have been getting Facebook messages from people commenting on the notes in the bucket system, and
you know what?
Yeah.
Do we have an official bucket sponsor by chance? If we don't, I think we could reel one in at this point.
So anyone out there in internet land who happens to want to sponsor the bucket on a string system that we are pioneering here at MRDA Champs 2017, get in touch using the hashtag MRDA2017 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, MySpace, Bebo, FaceTime, Pigeon Messenger, whatever you got.
We've got a Snapchat as well.
We've got Snapchat as well. You can follow the Snapchat story at MRDA Snap. That is Mike Romeo Delta Alpha Sierra November Alpha Papa. For those of you who speak phonetic.
I don't, but that's fine. I can figure it out.
Oh.
We don't have a bucket note. Braum is writing me a note. There's probably not even a bucket involved in it at this point.
Oh, no, the bucket is on its way. I can see the string being pulled as we speak.
Ooh.
It looks like we're going to get a result from this official review very soon.
I'm getting nervous. Well, Braum puts a note into a bucket.
It's a very efficient system.
It works, you know.
It does.
Not even, you know, I'm excited.
Meanwhile, we have some avant-garde percussion coming from the what I'd like to refer to as the Scottish section. Members of GMRD, Bairn City Rollers, Granite City.
There's the barber.
That's Ed. That's Red Baron from Bairn City Rollers.
Is he? All right.
Yeah,
I
just
thought
like
he looked
that.
really familiar. He was talking to me in the elevator, and I have I'm pretty good at memorizing rosters quickly and being able to point out on track. I literally cannot remember the face of people.
Exactly. I can't recognize people without a helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'm
That's more or
like,
less it.
I used to have my name on the side of my glasses, so you didn't have an excuse for not knowing who I am. If anyone could think of getting a name tag. I've told people just say your name as you say the first sentence to me, and just take it as I don't remember who you are. It's not that I don't love you.
Is that we're not good with faces?
No, it's just I see that you're vaguely human-shaped. You don't appear to be a cat, so I don't have like a lot of interest in you, but as much as I can.
And
so we are back in position, and this is going to be... Everybody's pretty excited. You got to wait for the... That's the next jam starts the whistle, also known as the swoopy whistle. So now this has started the jam. And it's going to be a power jam for Portland. And that is Topher Griffin taking the lead jammer status after really having to muscle his way through the three-wall defense of Toulouse up front. 3 Bridgetown Menace still on track as well, and they'll be joined by their 4th blocker momentarily.
That's true. Everyone's standing in the bin right now, so we're going to have a full complement of skaters right now. Bridgetown's got their last blocker returning right now. Meanwhile, Toulouse's jammer Yasla Menace returning along with their last blocker. We've got, the minute I say we've got a clear bin, 2 Toulouse blockers right back off. It's a bake sale. They all want a bit of what's going on in that bin. And I don't blame them. I could use a sit down as well.
The bucket god has failed us. So, our wonderful producer Braum attempted to get Bucket God to answer, but we haven't sacrificed enough to Bucket God today. And so he said, what's the official review and the outcome? And the response was, yes, it happened, penalty issued, retained. So I guess all you need to know is that no one lost their official review so far. And now there's a team timeout. Will we ask Bucket God? No, it is an official timeout. I've just looked at hands. How about $50 to sponsor the live stream info bucket as the Mass Maelstrom news bucket from Joshua Martin? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and not run that by the board. I'm just going to say yes. I was thinking Rhea Culpa needs my undying love, to be honest. You can check Twitter and check the commentary. Hashtag MRDA 2017. If you have interest in helping me trademark this bucket plan, or you want to see the interesting comments made about Bucket God.
We are 4 minutes left in this game right now. This first half. 107 is going to play 41. Bridgetown, Sausage Rolls with the lead jam, but Firestarter is going to chase them down real fast. That's going to be some points in the bag for Sausage Rolls. That looks like a 4-point pass. Nothing there for the quad guards. 111 is going to play 41. That's 70 points. 70
Not
points?
here for math. I didn't fly to a different country to be a calculator.
Speaking as a student accountant, I'm basically a human calculator.
So just met Great Smack Speed today, or I guess last night. So I'm a historian, and we don't have time for your math. Except to talk about how it's a bummer that somebody invented it at some point. Anyway, through first, but a no pass, no penalty. That is Shreddy Mercury. So that means lead is not unavailable as Leclerc has taken his star off. So this will be the full 2-minute jam due to, whoops. It happens, you know.
It does, yeah.
Good 3-wall, or I should say 2-brace. That is Cosmo and Tommy out back now, joined by M. Jensen, will become the 3-wall. Quadzilla also laying out some great hits as he puts himself all the way to the back to join his teammates. Coming in, Shreddy Mercury finding a pretty sizable 2-brace up front as well, and out of play has been issued to 1, 2, 3, 4 John Travoltage.
It's going to be a further no pass, no penalty there for name Shreddy Mercury. Picks up 3 points in that last pass, picks up a further 5 now. And there seems to be a little bit of a scrum going on at the pivot line, fitting because we're in Wales. Shreddy Mercury finding some opposition, one could say, at the front. Got 2 to beat. 1 now, thanks to Quadzilla LK's offense. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a further 4 there for Bridgetown.
Yeah, Bonjour's on, handily taken out by Quadzilla, who's been really a mainstay in keeping the Toulouse defenses down in this jam. Shreddy coming through one more time. We've got 23 seconds left on this jam clock. Shreddy coming to the inside. He seems like maybe a bit winded. He has pulled 17 points at least so far. He hasn't completed this last pass. A star pass has happened on behalf of Toulouse. So Mr. Furio, now donning the star, coming in for first scoring pass, is going to meet up with Tommy Gunn first. Cosmo would have been second, which I feel like Tommy Gunn did well enough that doesn't even have to be an issue. That is the natural conclusion of the jam. We've got 1:10 left in the period. As a 19-point jam for Bridgetown Menace, putting them to 130. Quad guards still sitting at 41.
They haven't picked up a lot of points at all in the last few jams, and it's really going to hurt their tempo. Bridgetown obviously breaking the century a couple of jams back, and it looks like we're going to have an official timeout. It looks like Quad Guards have picked up 3 points in that last jam.
Oh, all right.
Good job, Quad Guards.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. We're going to take a moment to mention another one of our sponsors. In fact, our stream providers this weekend, Derby Duck Productions, who have been absolutely stellar in making sure this whole stream goes ahead. So big thanks to them. Check them out on Facebook and contact them if you want them to stream your Derby event in the future.
Bucket God not included.
Bucket God sold separately.
Talk to me if you want to talk to Bucket God. Anyways, out is number 18.
Yas La Menace.
La Menace. I keep wanting to say Yas La Mance because it rhymes. That's not right. Lead jammer to Toulouse. He's coming through. He nearly muscles his way through. He's going to get past Defensive Destroyer. Is the blocker holding the front together. Austin coming in as well, helping out. It's going to get near out of play, or perhaps the out of play warning. That is a 5-point pass for Toulouse.
Topher Griffin still trying to break through that Toulouse wall. Got to the back. That is going to be Hygienic, who's providing offense at the front, but it's a tough Bridgetown pyramid that they've got to break through. The whole gang's joining in now. Bonjour John trying to break up that wall. Meanwhile, we've had a completed star pass to number 5-6 M. Jensen, who is now going to break the pack.
Blocking so hard that his pivot cover came off. So he did accept the star pass. His pivot cover was just shot off his head. Dons the star, comes in. That was a 9-point jam for Quad Guards. Should I pause or should I go with it 0? I'm going to say it's a 0-point jam there for Bridgetown Menace, and that should take us into halftime. 1-30 for Portland. Toulouse at 53.
Whew. That was an exciting half, and the score really does not display like how much was going on in that first half, Slazer.
No, it was absolutely amazing. So stay tuned. We have a whole nother half ready for you here in about 14 minutes.
All right, see you soon.
Roller derby Toulouse quad guards facing off against Portland's Bridgetown Menace. So we went into the halftime at Bridgetown Menace at 130, quad guards at 53. But as you said as we were going in, that is in no way reflective of how amazing this game has been so far. It's been absolutely action-packed on both sides of the fence.
That's certainly true. What we've seen here is the walls for each team managing to hold down the jammers for up to a minute in some occasions. And it's amazing that Bridgetown have managed to actually build the lead that they have based on the kind of tempo we've seen from both teams.
Okay. Is my fix good? I think they've actually fixed the microphone. This is the second tournament this year that I put a microphone on and it just... So at least there wasn't any soldering involved, but bless Crime City for putting up with apparently my terrible mutant powers. Anyways, if you're just tuning in, Bridgetown, as usual, is playing in purple today. Toulouse will be playing in red. And Toulouse played earlier today against the Philadelphia Hooligans. It was 249 in favor of Toulouse against Philly at 125. So there's a little bit of an upset we would expect, I think, so earlier in the day. So this time we've got a pretty significant score differential in favor of Toulouse's opposition, Bridgetown Menace, who comes in ranked currently number 2, and Toulouse number 7.
That's right. I mean, we've seen a terrific upset really in results from both of our European teams that we've seen today. NWO pitched a great result in their first game, and now Toulouse with their first win earlier. And definitely a solid performance against Bridgetown, who are, as we said, seeded number 2nd, one of the top teams in this tournament. But it looks like we're going to get underway very soon. We've got Leclerc taking the line up now for the quad guards, and I do believe I see Sausage rolls.
Yes, definitely is. So in that first half, Shreddy Mercury on his own scored 48 points. So that's really impressive when you consider it's 130, so he's scored the majority of the points out of the jammer rotation. That's pretty good. A couple of other things in case you're curious about your penalty stats. Bridgetown as a whole, 24 penalties, Toulouse 28, and there are 4 skaters sitting on 5 penalties as we go into the second half, 1 from Bridgetown, 3 from Toulouse. So hopefully they stay right on that 5. Sassar's Rolls taking the lead at jammer status straight away in the second half. Still having a slow start, just now passing over that pivot line. That seems to be kind of the name of the game in this game.
That's right. That straightaway is seeing a lot of action today, and we see Leclerc with Had Star in hand continuously being knocked to the inside, but it looks like, yep, that's going to be a cut track placed on Leclerc. It's going to be a Bridgetown power jam, and they're already running away with this lead at this point. This is the kind of tempo kick that they need in the second half to really, really rack up some points.
Quadzilla recycling Bonjour Jean quite a ways back, accompanied by Tommy Gun. Toulouse is losing their blockers to the box, so it's going to have 3, 2 sitting and 1 standing, as Cosmo Damage is ready to re-enter play just as this jam ends. And that woo, if you could catch it on the ambient, that is Quadzilla.
That's the one.
There it is again. See? The happiest woo. A story by Quadzilla LK.
I would read that, trashy beach novel any day. Or watch that made-for-TV movie.
That is a children's story, how dare you.
You're right, of course. And it looks like Shreddy Mercury is back on track, taking lead jammer for Bridgetown. As Toulouse's blockers slowly return to the track. We see a lot of jostling here from Mr. Furio. He's trying to get in position, trying to get back into that pyramid for Toulouse. 2 to beat, 1 to go. There's the grand slam for Shreddy Mercury.
Shreddy picking up that 5 points. We are sitting right on the edge of turn 2.
Meanwhile, the cleaner is just stuck right at the back
dropped
there.
It. Oh, dear Lord, he's dropped it.
Yep, it looks
Are
like.
they going to stand on it? Did they notice? Is he standing on purpose? Is he just incidentally standing there? I don't know. What's in
I
his
don't
heart?
know. It's really hard to say.
Okay. Pivot picks it up, hands it back, then is past the star. So that it's going to be John to Voltage. There was one chance years ago. This was in Tacoma, Washington, which perhaps is where I lived. Who can say? The star got stood on for what seemed like an eternity. And I was just like, why?
Not out with the rules, of course.
No, I mean, if you're going to drop the star, just throwing your star around willy-nilly, expect it to be guarded.
Exactly. If you're not going to look after your star, someone else will, and they might not do it in the way you want them to. That's what we're trying to say here.
So many songs in the 1960s about that very thing.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, Capitan Flem breaks out, call for the cut track penalty. It's going to be another power jam to Bridgetown. And that does look like Topher Griffin with the star.
2 sleeves.
You're right. 2 sleeves. Tattoos. There's a bit of what we would call a rammy going on in the turn there. And that's going to be Topher Griffin, who takes lead jammer. Takes just over 30 seconds there for them to break the pack.
Toulouse ready up front with their 3 race. Bonjour Jean looked to temporarily be a goat in the back. Now defensive destroyer's best friend.
We use the term best friend, maybe a little liberally in this case, but Capitan Flem returns the track. Is going to fight against that Bridgetown 3 at the back. Manages to break through, got defender to beat, and yep, one more, yep, through their initial pass, like a shot in the dark. Jam is called. That's going to be a further some number of points. That's 3.
Oh, sir.
That is 3. That's going to be an 8-point jam in favor of Bridgetown. 173 is going to 175. Sorry, is going to play 53. That is a 122 point spread. I can math.
I saw you do it. You know, if you need a note to your professor or whatever, I can write it at this point.
This should be extra credit, right? Surely. Although they are a bit annoyed that I'm missing classes to be here.
So we have an official timeout, and I would like to give a shout out to people in the Casco Bay area who recently lost Derby brother Ferrous Oxide number 26 last weekend. Just know that the Derby community is thinking of you.
Certainly always sad to lose one of our own, but back to the action at hand. I see Firestarter taking the line up against Sussar's Rolls here. We've got what my colleague would call a full 80-wheeler on track, an empty sin bin. Let's hear how long that one lasts. One more to beat, and yep, Sussar's Rolls takes lead jammer. Only takes him about 15 seconds. It's fine. War off and ducks back.
All right, through was Firestarter. He's also got the forearms call. So it's going to be power jam to Bridgetown Menace.
I feel like we've dejaed this vu before.
Oh, certainly. Oh my. That, well, could have been something else. That was 5 points. Certainly that. I was that.
Certainly is. And what we're seeing now is, I think the fatigue really setting in for Toulouse.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I feel like out of maybe U.S. teams today, Portland seems to be most well rested. They seem to just be full of endless energy, whereas I feel extraordinarily jet lagged. So I'm a little bit jealous.
I feel jet lagged. I've only come from Glasgow.
You just drove.
So yeah, just being informed, this is Toulouse's 3rd jammer penalty in 4 jams now. So as we say, the fatigue is setting in. They're making these careless mistakes. They're handing tempo to Bridgetown right now and letting them rack up for the points. 192 now plays 53 in favor of the Bridgetown Menace. And I do believe I see Leclerc taking the star now for Toulouse against, I do believe, in his first jam in this game, Eldorado number 5 for Bridgetown. 2 Bridgetown blockers in the bin currently, so they're going to have to blocker deficit. jam is underway, and Leclerc's got 2 to beat at the front, getting a little help from number 2, 3. That is Bonjour Jean.
Ooh.
And yeah.
Wow, Tommy Gunn really leaned full weight onto Leclerc. To no avail, though. Leclerc has lead jammer status for Toulouse. There is going to be at least a star stash. Not positive as an actual pass. This is the first time Toulouse has had lead in this period.
That is correct. And if they're going to start trying to build up those points, they're going to need to get lead a lot more. El Dorado still in hand. Forces the out of play call. Is now through on their initial pass. The Clean Air still got 1 to beat. Manages it. That's going to be some points in the air for Toulouse. Points that they sorely need. Slazer. So yeah, 4 points in that jam. We're going to line up for another one. I see Menace taking the start now for Toulouse against Shreddy Mercury. Shreddy Mercury, an absolute powerhouse in this first half.
Yeah, certainly. And in his derby career, to be honest.
Wow.
Like it's Shreddy Mercury.
Well, I guess he seems pretty good at the old derby.
Yeah, he's played the wheelie smack a few times before.
Yeah. Once or twice, you know. Seems to have been
name.
around. Yeah. Menace breaks out right behind Shreddy there. Basically about a third of a lap behind. Start in hand. And yeah, that's going to be a quick call off from Bridgetown. Looks like they're going to pick up 4 points for their troubles. Nothing in that one for Toulouse. 196 plays 57 as Bridgetown slowly nickel and dime their way towards that 200 mark. Still got an empty bin right now. We'll see how long it lasts, but I do see Topher Griffin with the start for Bridgetown, and that looks like Capitan Flem for Toulouse. We've got a bit of a tight-knit pack there. Toulouse really just surrounding the Bridgetown blockers and seeing if that's going to have any effect on their defensive capabilities.
We certainly having a lot of thick starts today. Quadzilla landing some huge hits, helping Topher Griffin get all the way through. A little bit of a spill we're starting to see again. Testament the potentially slippy floor today. That is a track cut penalty on Capitan Flem, so he's going to be headed off to the box. In the meantime, Topher Griffin does get through. That is his first scoring pass and a full 5 points, bringing them up over the double century mark.
That's right, 201 now plays 57 in favor of Bridgetown. Action hasn't really moved far past turn 2. They're coming onto the straightaway now. Topher Griffin still got that wall of 3 to beat, but getting plenty of assistance.
Tommy Gunn from Portland headed off to the box for a blocking counter to play. Some strangeness afoot up front, but back to normalcy. There is a 3-wall holding back Topher Griffin. It's going to be recycled back, and it looks like he's going to take a little bit of the offensive as Capitan Flem re-enters play from the penalty box.
That's right. I'd love to call it about a 5th blocker action, but right now, considering the numbers in the bin, it's like 3rd or 4th. But recycle all the way back to the straightaway there. Decides to take maybe a little bit more of a relaxed approach to jamming this Topher Griffin. Quadzilla returning to track as well, so we've got an empty bin again. Quadzilla's going to take the offense. Topher at the front, 1 to beat, 2 to beat now. Got through on the inside line, picks up the full 5 points. Oh, an attempt to the apex jump there.
No.
But now
He tried to call it off and got a misconduct, and so I presume that was the natural conclusion of the jam that actually made it in, question mark.
I'm not quite sure, if I'm honest. 11-point jam there for Bridgetown, so they're going to have 207 playing 57. And yeah, as we expected, there's the official review. So we're going to hear all about that very soon. Quick shout out to one of our tournament sponsors, Bont. Philly Heat moldable, ultra lightweight, extremely responsive, and a heavenly heel lock in their custom boots. Make sure to check them out. If you're on site, they got a stall here. If not, I'm sure they got a website somewhere, right?
Yeah, if you've, I've just heard about the Google
What's the Google?
You put in whatever you like, or you talk to it, and it'll bring up pretty much what you've asked for. Somebody said, show Sleazer cat pics. What happened? Cat pics. I almost cried.
That's witchcraft. That's what that is.
Well, I'm perfectly fine with it at this point. Cat pics. Yeah. This has been the most amazing weekend of my life. Between Bucket God and Google.
Thank God we live in these times. And I see...
This is the back of the alligator. And now she's shouting at it.
For those of you not watching, you're missing out.
Why didn't I continue that commentary?
We are currently receiving feedback concerning the official review.
I saw Snoogans approach the Bucket God. I feel confident this time Bucket God will reward us with an actual answer. Although I want to frame this previous answer.
Yeah, this is let's give us the
Rob tried to throw that out. He was like, no, and I was like,
worst guy.
Give me that.
No, this needs to be kept.
Bucket God punishes us.
Yeah. So for those of you who want to know the response we got last time,
I said it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was.
It was the thing.
I just wanted to show everybody how vengeful Bucket God can be, but you can also see how benevolent he can be shortly. So there is Bucket God on camera in front of the lovely Ninja Assassin. He's pointing away from Bucket God, trying to probably get a different idol going.
That's just why we keep having all these technical difficulties, because we're trying to appease too many, receptacle-based deities at once.
Yeah, Bin God, that was just terrible. I don't know who thought that one up. And Snoogans is taking a long time with this sacrifice to the Bucket God. Well, anyways, let me tell you in the meantime about Plague Fitness, providing those infected by roller derby fitness and healthy living with clothing for the contagious lifestyle, durable enough for practice, comfortable enough for everyday wear. You can check them out at plaguedfitness.com.
And it looks like we have a much more detailed message from Bucket God.
So Bridgetown Menace in purple are querying leaping contact as they believe Toulouse blocker moved into the space and initiated said contact. So we'll have the results of that momentarily.
Hopefully. So the Zebras are still discussing this with the bench coaches as we speak. We will have information on that as soon as possible. We're being informed now of the signaling that we can expect. Meanwhile, the avant-garde percussion returns in the cheering section. And it looks like we're getting word from our colleagues on the floor, Snoogans and Malice.
Well, that was just turned into YMCA with no music.
Cool.
So, what have you got? What's the result of that official review?
The short version is the call stands.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we got so far. Thank you to Snoogans and to Bucket God, through whom all things are possible. 2:07 plays 57 going into Jam 8. Let's get this game back on the road.
Yeah, back underway it is. Already fast and furious. Coming out of that pack is Firestarter. Lead goes to Toulouse, and this is, of course, a power start. Topher Griffin still seated in the box.
Firestarter's got 3 to beat at the front, coming into the second straightaway. Not to the inside, but right back on. Trying to edge around there. Meanwhile, Toulouse blockers, minus Mr. Furio, are trying to hold Defensive Destroyer as a goat at the back. Not getting much further. Meanwhile, Topher Griffin returns to track, attacks the blockers on the straightaway. Firestarter knocked to the inside, while Mr. Furio offers some offense. We're slowly working our way up the second straightaway right now, with Firestarter just inches out in front, takes the inside line, and yep, that's a grand slam for Toulouse.
So Topher Griffin, back in action, having a lot of trouble getting past Toulouse's back wall of defense, and is going to get a forearms call and head right back to the box.
Maybe just
Destroyer keeps just chipping away. He does what he does. That's mostly blocking, for those of you just tuning in.
I mean, he seems to be good at it.
Here we are in the rewind jam. And play.
Oh, and quick nip over the inside line gives another 5 points to Firestarter and Toulouse. Toulouse losing another blocker to the bin in the process. They've got 2 on to Bridgetown's 4. Defensive Destroyer and Jukebox Hero are going to take them right back to the turn. Meanwhile, Topher Griffin is returning to track again.
This time, Star on head.
Yep.
Ready to go. And he's taken, it seems to be, just straight up the offense. Ready to go. So that was a no pass. The confused snake, once again, is the no pass.
Yeah. That does look like a confused snake. 13 points in that one for Quad Guards. Nothing for Bridgetown. 207 is going to play 70 right now. 137 points spread going into the last 16, 17 minutes of this game.
So this 13-point jam is the highest scoring jam this period for Toulouse. All right, back underway. Sausage rolls, getting through, but what is it?
That's a forearms.
Forearms.
Meanwhile, Leclerc still struggling against that Bridgetown wall. Knocked to the outfield, taken back past the jam line.
Lead is open and available if he can get past.
That's if.
Yeah, it's legally pass everyone. And no pass, no penalty will do you no good at this point. Does pass Quadzilla with a
multiplayer block. That most common of jammer penalties.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a jammer switcheroo.
That's
It's
right.
going to be the full 2-minute jam, of which we have 1:03 left.
Yeah. This is like the 4th or 5th 2-minute jam we've seen in this game. So we've seen a lot of these concurrent jammer penalties, which you think would even up the momentum a little bit, but here we are. Sausage Rules going to attack that Bridgetown 2 wall with help from Quadzilla. Bit of a stramash going into the straightaway there. Knocked to the outfield, taken back by the Toulouse blockers. Meanwhile, Leclerc returns and gets a nice little dunt there from Sausage Rolls, who gets reabsorbed into the pack. Meanwhile, is Leclerc out through their initial pass now, ready to score. Sausage Rolls being taken back to the straightaway.
It's a minute 40 in when Leclerc gets through, having sat in the penalty box, of course. Gets through, having completed his initial. This is his first scoring pass. It's going to be recycled back behind Quadzilla LK, who's going to do it like a Pacific Northwest state and recycle as much as possible.
That most relatable of metaphors.
Hashtag relatable.
2 points in that one for the Quad Guards. So 207 is going to play 72, go into the last 15 minutes of this game. If you are just joining us, first off, where the heck have you been?
Yeah.
Secondly, we are coming to you live from Cumbrae, South Wales for the MRDA Championships 2017, bringing you Bridgetown versus the Roller Derby Toulouse Quad Guards. We're going to go into an official timeout. Remember, if you're watching, you want to get in touch, use the hashtag MRDA2017 on your Twitters, your Facebooks, your Instagrams, your whatnot. Send us cat pics. We're loving those. Send us devout messages to Bucket God.
Yeah. Bucket God loves cats, from what I've heard.
And so do we.
Heard.
Yeah. It's a no-brainer, I think.
Shout out to Chaos Theory for the first cat pick of perhaps this entire tournament. And if that's the facts, we need to have a talk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I really think you're letting us down, audience at home. We require a lot more cat picks.
100% more.
Yeah. In fact, several hundred times more, if that's the first one.
So I don't recall having said that multiplayer block was uncommon for a jammer penalty. Chaos Theory seems to think that one of us did. You can also send us viewing selfies, which make me super happy, especially if you're having a view party, and I know a lot of you are. So use that hashtag for good, people.
That's
MRDA
right.
2017. Also using lead for good. Toulouse, number 18. Yes, Menace.
That's right. Bridgetown with a full 4 to contend with right now as Sausage Rolls returns to the track, breaks through, got one to beat in. Monsieur Furio manages it now through past their initial pass. Meanwhile, it's going to be a cut track penalty to Menace and another power jam to Bridgetown. And I'm certain I've seen this episode before, at least once or twice. Darn reruns.
I just keep watching it because I catch things that I didn't see the last time.
Of course, yeah.
So.
It's like Donnie Darko. You got to get it a few times in, and then you finally maybe understand all the time travel parts.
Certainly. We could do without the creepy rabbit this time. That'd be fine with me. Anyway, Sausage Rolls has taken off the star. Not sure if he's going for a pass. He would be passing to defensive destroyer. Does not look like that's the fact. He's just maybe a little snatchery as we get through the pack. That is a 4-point pass, the first 4 points in this jam.
That's right, only took them a minute 20. Meanwhile, Menace returns to the track now. He's going to attack that Bridgetown wall at the back. Toulouse with the standard 3-wall and a floater in their pivot, Mr. Furio. Really doing a great job of holding back that Bridgetown jammer. But the swarming offense from Defensive Destroyer et al. The crowd don't seem to like something that just happened there, Sleazer, and I'm not quite sure what that was.
I'm not positive myself. This has been such an all the things are happening game that I dare not venture a guess. This was a 4-5 on this last pass, so it's a 9. I think that's going to be a 9-8 jam. ...
Ellipsis.
Trailed off, hoping that math worked out.
It looks like.
So shout out to Atlanta Men's for Google Eye selfie. Love it. Very nice.
Ooh.
It's got giant Google eyes.
I love giant
nope,
googly eyes.
It's not. Everything's fine.
Jam is underway now, and I do believe I see Shreddy Mercury. I've not seen him jam before. You think he's new? Meanwhile, it's Firestarter jamming for Toulouse. And that's going to be a full 5 points already for Shreddy Mercury, cutting through the middle like a hot knife through butter, while Firestarter stuck on that inside line, just can't make any purchase against the Bridgetown wall. Quadzilla offering offense, keeping the pack at the front there, trying to get Shreddy through. Got 2 to beat now on the turn. Yeah, that's going to do it. Another 5 points for the Bridgetown Menace. Nothing so far for the quad guard. Still stuck on their initial pass. Ooh. That's a spill there for Shreddy Mercury. But the show must go on. Another 4 or 5 points.
Floor. I wonder if the floor sweats ever so slightly because it is really muggy here today.
It is so ridiculously warm in here, Sleazer. I mean, I thought I would be sweating if I was skating. And I don't know what just happened, but no one was happy, or someone was happy, and I'm not sure which.
Are we getting a replay of that, hopefully? So, what? Oh my.
Oh, okay. Dear Lord.
Right on. I might be upset myself. Mostly, I guess I would be mad at gravity for that one.
I guess.
I'm like, good job, everyone, for surviving that.
Yeah.
But dang you, gravity.
The forces of physics always getting in our way. Meanwhile, back on track, I think I see Lecleaner taking the star for Toulouse against someone with a beard. It looks like Eldorado. Lecleaner goes to the bin for what looks to be possibly a forearms penalty. So we're going to see another Bridgetown power jam. One more to beat at the front for Eldorado, and yep, that'll do it. Lead jammer, Bridgetown.
Well, yep, there you go.
That's the one. Eldorado still got 2 to beat. Toos and Furio, and now a third in someone else. Still pushing away, getting a lot of opposition. Defensive destroyer now chiming in. Leclerc returns to track, knocks right into a defensive destroyer. And it looks like Eldorado being called for a cut track penalty. So we're going to see a roller derby Toulouse power jam now for Leclerc, who is now through his initial pass and is going to be scoring some points. Sleazer.
Yeah. He certainly. Oh, you said his name. You cursed him. You got to be more specific, or Bucket God is just going to act, and doesn't think things through. Anyways, Jammer Do once again, Eldorado back in play. The pack has not moved much past where Leclerc left it. Defensive destroyer ready to make a hole for Eldorado as he comes back in hot and heavy. Huge hits also coming from Juke Block's hero, living up to that name. Leclerc is back on and back off. So this will be the 5th penalty in this half for Leclerc. So just keep an eye on that. I did not get his penalty count for the first half, so hopefully he has less than 2.
Here's hoping. We're just under 8 minutes left in this, the last game of today. 239 is going to play 78 in favour of Bridgetown. Come to you live from Cymru, South Wales at MRDA Championships 2017 and the Great Smacksby, joined by Julius Sleazer. Remember, get in touch with us at hashtag MRDA 2017.
So I can confirm that is the 6th penalty that Leclerc is sitting on. This is a power start for the Bridgetown Menace, and that is Topher Griffin with lead jammer.
That would be correct, and I do believe I see Slash Gordon possibly with a star for Toulouse. His first jam of the day. Topher Griffin picking up 5 points there. No, what am I talking about? The cleaner's still a jammer.
How's that?
I'm just rhyming off names and hoping someone is doing something. I think I've gone to the point where numbers all look the same.
You're on the right roster.
I hope.
Who did you say was first out? Because I've been staring at him now like...
I may have thought that Slash Gordon was jamming and not remembering that the cleaner was still in the bin.
He has not, in fact, jam. He has been on the floor.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, more or less.
We're both here. That's good. There has been a star pass successfully done. And that is number 31, the Angry Bear.
Indeed. Jam called there.
Slippy floor.
Slippy floor. That looks to be another 5 points for Bridgetown. Nothing there for Toulouse. 2-4-4, I imagine, will play 78. Going into the last 6 minutes of this game. We've got Bridgetown with 2 blockers in the bin. And yeah, that looks like Leclerc is off for an early bath.
All right, here we go once again. Ooh, wow, all right. So right out, that is Capitan Flim taking lead at jammer status for Toulouse and really
yeah, really.
I start to say something and something else happens. It is, in fact, Shreddy Mercury blasting his way through the pack.
Shreddy Mercury overtakes Capitan Flem, so Flem's like, nah, not giving you any more points, calls the jam. That's going to be a double donut right there, I think, in that last pass. 5 minutes left in the game. 249 plays 83. Quad guard still to break the century mark. I hear the avant-garde percussion section warming up again for their, not their overture, what's the opposite of an overture? The finale.
There you go.
That's the one. I answered my own question. It's ridiculous. We've got number 18, Yasla Menace, jamming for Toulouse. And that looks like Eldorado, possibly. No, not Eldorado. No, someone completely different. Freestyle, yes. You are right. I don't know why I thought you weren't.
Where?
I'm sorry for ever doubting you.
Do it, sir. Freestyle. Not out as much. He was at scrimmage last night. He was out quite often. It is his first time out in this half, for the record. I think he only come out one time in the first half as well.
Only once or twice,
Not
that much.
positive. Apparently, if I put both my hands up, it sounds like I'm in outer space. So I can't decide, do I want to be in outer space or am I good like this?
Who doesn't want to be in outer space?
Somebody told me, and I said, maybe I am in space. Don't judge me. We all make our own decisions. We're adults in age.
Well, I knew that I was an adult when they said, we're trying you as an adult. That looks like Firestar is going to take the line now for Toulouse, and it's number 11, Sausage Rolls with the start for Bridgetown. And there's going to be a little bit of jammer offense. Sausage Rolls knocks Firestar off track. But Firestar is having none of this recycling malarkey.
Absolutely not.
None of it whatsoever.
Slowly making his way back onto the track. Loose whale, followed by Tommy Gun. Toulouse edging him off like a cat with a soda off a table, from what I've heard.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
There you go. Sausage Rolls coming up on first scoring pass. Toulouse really in on him, of course. I mean, the blockers are blocking and the jammers are jamming. The snozberries taste like snozberries.
You're right. You're right. I can't follow that logic. Firestars gets through a call for what looks to be it. Yeah, that's a cut track penalty. So it's going to be another power jam to Bridgetown here. Sausage Rolls take it to the straightaway. 2 to beat at the back, 2 at the front. Bridgetown's bench coach doing the monkey there as Sausage Rolls declared lead jammer.
Nearly a minute and a half to get that lead jammer too.
Just an amazing game. I'm so happy with this.
Oh no, this has been an absolutely tremendous game, and this is like the benchmark for this kind of play we've seen all day. Ooh. And as I've been saying to numerous people throughout today's proceedings, this is only day 1.
I know.
My mind is blown.
Yeah.
My mind is
I'm more excited
blown.
right now than I was in anticipation for this tournament. I was really excited anticipating. So we've got another rewind jam. And I would like to direct you to Twitter, Smacksby, as you have been sent the roller derby cat.
Oh my.
It's a good cat. It's a jammer cat, in fact.
Thanks
to Disney Penguin.
Oh, thank you, Disney Penguin. I do appreciate that completely. Fair kind. I do appreciate a good derby cat.
Yeah, who doesn't? Yeah. You know?
Exactly. Although we haven't had a lot of derby dogs this tournament, I've noticed.
You have or have not?
I have not.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single one.
Yeah.
Fine with that, to be honest. Cat's better. You know, there's nothing I can do about that. I just speak the truth. Truth is, El Dorado out Portland's lead jammer. Therefore, your lead jammer, because we are share.
It's true. We got, that was like Capitan Flem who's going to be jamming for Toulouse. Still stuck. Pat, the jam line, can't really break through. They're not getting a lot of purchase. Knocked to the inside again by Defensive Destroyer. Meanwhile, El Dorado got 2 to beat at the front, possibly 3. Hasn't really decided yet. Just trying to push those last 2 blockers out of play. Slash going, taking them on the chest. Just trying to hold them at the apex there, but slowly, inch by inch, being pushed further and further and further and further out of play. We're all watching with great anticipation.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, there's a blocking with the head having been issued
to Slash during that inch by inch that was going on there. And now Jammer headed to the box as well. She tapping her arm with 3 fingers out.
Is that...
What even is life?
I mean, it looks like an illegal procedure, and then you're not listening to me, and then something else.
There's an upset snake involved. So there was a no pass, and he got 3 penalties. Or it's confused snake, sorry.
I have no idea. It's all witchcraft and sorcery.
I guess, yeah. Well, we're not going to get to see if that was 3. That is somehow the end of the game snuck up on us. Our unofficial final, 266 to 83. So in that second half, Toulouse picked up 33 points. Oh, sorry, 30 points. And 136 were picked up by Bridgetown Menace. So that is your unofficial score, and you should definitely stick around because Captain Malice will be doing
The post-game show just after this game is finished.